Hello, my friends. Spring has sprung, and despite the extreme weather we've had, either record high heat or below freezing temperatures, it's finally starting to actually feel like spring. I always want to open up all the windows, let some fresh air in, and get things cleaned up. I usually start in the kitchen, and this year I had a very Appalachian cabin kind of feel I wanted to achieve. A couple years ago, I bought a Ralph Lauren twin sheet set on eBay and made a sink skirt and cafe curtains, but I just didn't like how they looked, so I never used them. I got the sink skirt out this year to try again because I just love this sweet floral, and it feels so much like something my grandmother would have used. I just cut the sheet so the ruffle was at the bottom and sewed a rod pocket in the top. I know a lot of people are putting skirts on dishwashers, but I honestly don't care if my dishwasher shows. And if I had something hanging there, every time I open up the dishwasher, it would be mopping up the floor because that's definitely the part of the floor that gets splashed with water. I don't have an issue with water below the sink at all, so the sink skirt has never been an issue. We actually have not had a working dishwasher since last summer, and when Luis pulled it out, he found out the circulation pump had a crack. And Whirlpool doesn't make that part anymore, so it could not be repaired. I was really not happy about that because it was only 2 years old. I ended up going with Bosch, but a lower priced model, so I am hoping it lasts more than 2 years. Neither of my grandmothers had dishwashers, so it's certainly not like I have to have one, but I do like to have it, especially when it's canning season for the canning jars. I've talked about beacon blankets a lot in the past, and they were actually made here in Swannanoa from 1936 until 2002. I added a ticking striped pillow I made, and also this pillow cover I made out of feed sacks from my granddaddy's store. My granddaddy had a country store here for years, and it inspired the online store I had on Etsy where I sold home goods I made. That is such a rich part of our American culture, and it really makes me sad to see the country stores mostly gone and replaced by big box stores. I have a lot of the feed sacks he saved from the store as well as some flour sacks Mother gave me. Flour sacks came in a lot of different patterns, and people just ripped out the stitching and made clothing and other things out of them. But what really inspired my spring kitchen was a collection of plates that came with the flour sacks to the store. I have several different patterns with different colors and flowers on each plate, as well as some odds and ends like an egg cup and some small pitchers. There are several lilac plates, but I really wanted to use the green and blue rimmed plates for my open shelves, which are actually just stair treads saved from the old house Daddy grew up in here. I added some white ironstone plates and bowls and some beautiful white bowls that belonged to my maternal grandmother, as well as a soup tureen, a McCoy planter, a pitcher, and some milk glass cups. For the table, I used a runner I made years ago. I added a Cherokee basket my daughter gave me filled with just a couple pots of hydrangeas from the grocery store that I'll plant later. My lanterns are from the old house here, and I'm using an inherited set of Noritake Shandova china from the 1930s. I love this china, and I decided to use it again this year for my Easter table, so I'm actually going to show you around the kitchen, and then I'm going to set the table and show you my very simple table for our Easter dinner. For me, Easter is not just a pretty table, chocolate bunnies, and dying eggs, but it's celebrating our risen Christ. I love this quote from Henry Knox Sherrill. The joyful news that he is risen does not change the contemporary world. Still before us lie work, discipline, sacrifice, but the fact of Easter gives us the spiritual power to do the work, accept the discipline, make the sacrifice. Happy Easter, my friends.